Romania, a country in southeastern Europe surrounded by land. The Carpathian Mountains run right through the middle. The Danube River, a grand waterway, makes up a big part of its southern border. This land has a rich and interesting history, built over thousands of years. It's a story of conquests, resilience, and the strong spirit of its people. Romania's story starts long before anyone wrote anything down. Archaeologists have found things that show people lived there way back in the Stone Age. These early people set the stage for the civilizations that would come later. They were drawn to the good farmland and the important location. The Dacians, a group of Thracian people, became powerful in the area by the 1st century BC. Led by their famous king Burebista, they built a strong kingdom. The Dacians were skilled warriors and metal workers. They loved their freedom. Their story will soon become part of the growing Roman Empire's story. The Dacians, under King Decebalus, were a big problem for the growing Roman Empire. The Romans, led by Emperor Trajan, fought 2 big wars against them in the early 2nd century AD. These wars were a huge challenge for both empires. The Romans won in the end. They took over Dacia and made it part of their huge empire. We can still see signs of this today. Roman ruins are all over Romania. Latin, the language of the Romans, is the basis for the Romanian language spoken today. Roman rule lasted for almost 200 years. It changed Dacia forever. But the Dacians never really forgot who they were. Their love of freedom stayed strong. It would show itself again in later centuries as new empires rose and fell. After the Romans left, the area that is now Romania became a busy crossroads. Lots of different groups of people traveled through. The Goths, Huns, and Slavs all left their mark. From this mix of cultures, new areas were formed. Wallachia, Moldavia, and Transylvania became separate regions. Wallachia in the south was ruled by princes called voivodes. Moldavia in the east developed its own special identity. Transylvania in the west became influenced by the Kingdom of Hungary. These 3 areas were always under pressure from outsiders. The Ottoman Empire, growing stronger in the south, was a constant threat. The medieval period was a time of big changes and lots of trouble. It was also a time when culture grew. Monasteries, churches, and castles were built. Many are still standing today, showing the skill and resilience of the Romanian people. No story from medieval Romania is as exciting as that of Vlad III, better known as Vlad the Impaler. Vlad ruled Wallachia in the 1400s. He's remembered for his very harsh treatment of his enemies. Vlad's cruelty was famous. He would impale his enemies on stakes to scare others. His ruthlessness made people fear him, but also respect him a little. He strongly defended Wallachia against the Ottomans. Vlad's story became mixed up with the legend of Dracula, the vampire. While there's no proof Vlad drank blood, his reputation for cruelty made him a good fit for Bram Stoker's famous novel. Today, Vlad the Impaler is still a complicated and controversial figure. He's both a national hero and a symbol of cruelty. In the 1800s, many countries in Europe wanted to be independent. Romania felt the same way. People wanted to be united and free from foreign control. In 1859, Wallachia and Moldavia joined together under Prince Alexandru Ioan Cuza. This was a very important step in creating a modern Romanian state. Romania declared its freedom from the Ottoman Empire in 1877. This hard-won independence was officially recognized the next year at the Congress of Berlin. But Romania was still not whole. Transylvania was still part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The Romanian people wanted all Romanian-speaking areas to be one country. World War I would give them a chance to do this, but it would come at a terrible price.